News coming in right now. Opposition corners Modi over Indo-China clash. Aam Aadmi Party gives suspension of business notice in Rajya Sabha. AAP notice in Rajya Sabha over Tawang face-off. Aam Aadmi Party MP Raghav Chadha gives suspension of business notice under Rule 267 in Rajya Sabha to discuss the India-China face-off in the Tawang sector of Arunachal Pradesh on the 9th of December. Owaisi also submits adjournment motion in Lok Sabha. Owaisi's adjournment notice on Tawang clash. He says, I've submitted a notice for adjournment motion in Lok Sabha on Arunachal Pradesh clash with Chinese troops. So the opposition now mounting attack on the government, seeking answers from the government. It was the Congress earlier, the Trinamool Congress. Now the Aam Aadmi Party gives a suspension of business notice in the Rajya Sabha. AAP notice moved by Member of Parliament Raghav Chadha. Also, Member of Parliament in the Lok Sabha, Asaduddin Owaisi, moves a notice for suspension of business seeking answers from the government in Lok Sabha. My colleague Akshay Dongre is joining me live this morning. Akshay, good morning to you. Clearly, the opposition is mounting its attack on the government, seeking answers and clarification from the government on what happened in the Tawang sector of Arunachal Pradesh on the 9th of December.
Well, exactly, Paulami, and in fact, questions will be raised as far as what exactly happened on 9th of December in Tawang. Now, the information that is coming in from the top sources in the government is that the clash took place during morning on 9th of December. There were about 300 to 400 Chinese soldiers who had, swarmed in the Yangtse point, where about 50 odd Indian Army soldiers were patrolling in that area. From the looks of it and from the evidences that we are getting right now, it is very clear that at some point of time, before these clashes, there was an intention by the Chinese forces to change the status quo as far as the LAC is concerned, like they have tried to do in Galwan. There have been earlier standoffs as well, and it seems that this was the intention at the Arunachal, at the LAC, at the borders of Arunachal Pradesh as well, that Chinese soldiers had swarmed in an attempt to overpower the limited number of Indian Army soldiers who were deployed there, and that exactly is the reason that high-level meetings are taking place as we are speaking right now. Rajnath Singh has called a high-level meeting at his residence, which will be attended not just by the top leaders in the government, but also the top leaders in the military establishment. In fact, NSA is expected to go in this particular meeting along with the Chief of Defence Staff. Now, what exactly will be discussed, that will be shared, because Parliament is in session. There are a lot of opposition leaders who have already given adjournment notice. People are questioning the government to give more clarity as far as the events are concerned. But from the information that we are getting right now is that 9 Indian soldiers are injured. However, the number of injured at the Chinese side is much higher than what is there at the Indian side. All of the injured soldiers have been airlifted to Guwahati for better treatment. However, the concerning news here is that many Indian soldiers have also suffered serious injuries like fractures in their limbs, and what exactly happens in the future, that is in fact a dicey question right now. Because we saw these kind of events taking place before the major clashes in Galwan took place, and similar kind of situation should not erupt in Tawang area as well, Tawang sector as well. Especially at the height of about 14,000 feet, where this plateau is there at the Yangtse point, which is snowbound right now. So we can only imagine the difficult situation the soldiers would have been when the overpowering force of Chinese soldiers, comprising about 300 soldiers, in fact tried to change the status quo, and it is extremely brave of the Indian soldiers who did not budge from their point, who did not move back, despite the high number of Chinese soldiers who had formed that area.
Absolutely. Akshay, just stay on with us now, just to give our viewers a sense of what happened on December 9th. 6 Indian soldiers sustained injuries after clashes with PLA troops at the Tawang sector in Arunachal Pradesh.